That's true. I can let everybody in and just mute 'em.
Hi, everybody. We are going to get started here in just a minute. We're going to wait just for a couple more people, okay? All right. Good evening, everybody. I hope you are all doing well tonight. I would like to tell you all, thank you all very much for being here tonight, going through this junior high swim team information. We usually have a big parents meeting on the first day, but since I'm only allowed to have 10 people up in my balcony area, it's not going to work this year. So hopefully this will work and everybody can get everything they need out of this meeting. So how this is going to work is we're just going to go through all the information for the junior high swim team program. You should have got all this information when you registered for the program along with the calendar. If you did not, that is okay. We'll go ahead. I'll resend it out either later this week or at the very beginning of next week. So that way you get that information, but we're going to go through that. I'm also going to introduce you to your coaches. If at any time you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them down in the chat box. I've got Nicholas over there. Nicholas, do you want to show us your face really quick? He's over there. He's helping me run the program this year. Will be basically your two main points of contact for this program. So that way you have a point of contact. Anyways, he will be answering questions down in the chat box. So if you have a question, please feel free to answer it. If he doesn't get to it, we can also discuss it after we're all done with the meeting. All right, so let's start off with some introductions. My name is Ashley. I already introduced you to Nicholas. Again, Nicholas and I will be running the program, kind of behind the scene type of running the program. Your main interaction is going to be with your coaches. And I think I've got most of the coaches here on with us. We've got, I'll let you talk to Jill here for just a minute. If we can get Nick to unmute her. You have to push a button, Jill. There you go. I'll let her say hi.
Hi, I'm Jill Stensby.
Sorry. You're good.
Jill Stensby, I'll be your head coach. I have several years of swimming. I did high school, college, and all that good stuff. I'm excited for the year.
All right, you want to go to? All right, we're going to go ahead and go over to our other coaches. In the room with us, we have our other Jill on the team. We also have Cotter, and you guys just tell them who you are and why you're swimming or why you're coaching. I'll unmute you. Yeah.
Okay, you can go first.
All right, I'm Cotter Libert, and I've been swimming for about 7 years, and yeah, I just want to help y'all improve in the water.
Hi, I'm Jill. I've been coaching for a while. I coach surfers and I'm WSI too. I like seeing the kids improve. So, yeah.
Liz, we're going to jump over to you next.
Hi, I'm Liz Grimes. I have been coaching the junior program for 7 years and high school, and I do the IF. I coach IF too, and swam in college and high school and all that jazz. And I'm excited to work with the kids and for this season.
All right.
Do I go now?
Grace is on
Okay.
the, we're gonna go over to Grace next. Sorry, it's a little hard doing it all through Zoom. We have to hit a whole bunch of buttons, so it just takes us just a minute. So Grace, Nick's gonna unmute you so you can talk a little bit about yourself.
All right. Hi guys, my name is Grace. I've been swimming for about 10 years and I coached last year and it was a lot of fun. I really liked to see all of the improvement that the swimmers made, and that was super fun. So that's what the reason I came back was to help you guys improve.
All right, so those are our coaches. We also have Olivia Casperson. She is not on right now. We haven't seen her come in anyway. So she's also going to be one of your coaches as well. So I believe she was a coach last year. So you guys will get her back. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through, will you let me share my screen? We're going to go through this presentation that we've got for you. And again, if you have any questions, please just ask them down there in the chat. We'll go ahead and answer them down there as much as we can. So again, I want to take just a minute and tell you all thank you so much for coming tonight. I know this is a little bit different. It's a little bit strange, but you know, we're going to make it work so that way we can have a program this year. We are excited to have a program. So you guys are all on the Wolverines swim team program. You will practice on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. You will start 1 week from today. I hope you are all excited. I hope you have your swimsuits ready to go and you're ready to get in and get swimming because we are ready to have you guys here. Outside of your normal practices on Tuesdays and Thursdays, you will have one extra practice that will be on a Saturday, December 19th, and that will be at 10 a.m. That's a dive practice. It counts as a team practice. It's not mandatory, but it's highly encouraged, especially if you're having a hard time working on those dives. It's the first time that you guys are actually able to practice the dives. We have to go through a whole progression with dives, and we don't have a lot of access to the deep end. So that's our first big day for practicing the dive. So if you can make it there, that would be fantastic. Another date to add onto your calendars is the 21st of January, which I know seems like forever away right now, but we will do team pictures for your guys' team starting at 5 o'clock. So just make sure you put that onto your calendar. You should have got, when you signed up for the program, you should have got a packet that had a calendar on it. With that, in that calendar has all the swim meets on there. So that way you can see it. We made it nice and neat so you could just stick it up on your fridge or up on the bulletin board so that way you know what is going on with the program. All right, so the goal of this program. This is one of my favorite programs that we have here at the Aquatic Center. I really love to see these kids come in and where they start and where they finish, the progression is just fantastic. It's so good to watch them grow. It's such a fun age because they improve so much, especially if they're coming on a consistent basis and working out twice a week with the team. We're going to learn how to do freestyle. We're going to learn how to do backstroke. We're going to improve on those. We're going to work really hard on those. We're also going to work really hard on breaststroke and butterfly. You're also going to learn how to dive from the blocks. You're going to learn how to do backstroke starts, flip turns, and open turns. And you're even going to learn how to talk swimming. You would think it wouldn't have its own language, but it really does. And that way, when somebody comes up and says, hey, I'm swimming in the IM this weekend, you know what it is, because it's important to know that kind of stuff. So that is what we're doing. We're looking for this. The coaches are looking for personal growth for this program. We want your kids to come in here and have a good time, enjoy the workouts, get something good out of it. So that's what we are looking for this. This year is such a fun and exciting year to be an activity with a lot of people in it. So we are taking some extra precautions here at the Aquatic Center. Everybody, when you come to the Aquatic Center, we ask that you come prepared and ready to get into the water. We ask that you come with a suit on, and that's just so that way we can eliminate some of the congestion that goes in and out of those locker rooms. That way there's not as many people going through those changing rooms. It just lowers that risk. You always want to make sure that you also bring your swim cap, goggles, and a mask to wear. Our building, you have to wear a mask to get into our building, and you have to wear your mask to get all the way out. Once you get all the way out to the pool, you get to take it off just before you get into the water. So make sure that you bring a mask to get into the building and walk through the building. We actually will be providing you with a mask for this program. We actually were really excited and got them in yesterday. And then we realized that they misprinted your team and another team's. So hopefully we've got replacements coming on the way, and they will get here as soon as possible, but we will hand those out as soon as we get those. Also, because of the current situation, we are not going to allow any spectators during any of the practices. We just don't have the space for it. We can, so parents, we ask that you drop the kids off and just let them come in, swim, and then be here to pick them up. Please remember, it is cold outside this time of year. Try not to be late. We don't really have a lot of room for them to stay and wait for you to come in. So please just make sure that you're here on time, so that way they don't stand outside and freeze, or have to stand in the locker rooms and create that congestion. We are also asking you not to come to practice if you are sick, you have any symptoms, or if someone in your household is being tested for COVID. So please make sure that you stay away. If you do end up coming down with COVID, or you have to quarantine, if you could just let us know. That way we can figure out how to do your makeup practices, because that will be a thing. We'll talk about those a little bit later, but just let us know if you are in that situation. All right, let's just talk a little bit about our program. Like I said earlier, you need to have a swimsuit, goggles, and a swim cap. There is no special swimsuit required for this program. You can grab whatever you want to wear. Girls, I strongly recommend you wear a one-piece suit. Two-piece suits just don't work when you're diving off the blocks. They tend to ride up, and well, we don't want that unfortunate situation to happen. So one-piece suits, boys, board shorts, jammers, your choice. You can go ahead and pick whatever you're comfortable in. Your goggles, you do need to have goggles for this program. If you've been a swimmer who hasn't had to have goggles before, you're definitely going to need them. Otherwise, you are going to conk heads with somebody. So please make sure you grab a pair of goggles. If you don't have one, we do have some here at the pool that you can get. We will provide you with a swim cap. You can see it on the screen. That's what it looks like. They're pretty fun this year. The swim caps, you do have to wear your team swim cap for the swim meets. We suggest that you have a practice swim cap and a swim meet swim cap. So that way you save this cap for the swim meets. Girls, I strongly suggest that you wear a swim cap. No matter how much you put your hair up in a ponytail or braid your hair, it still comes out while you're swimming. So I strongly suggest that you wear a swim cap, especially during practice. Boys, it's your preference. If you have shorter hair, it doesn't get to your face, then it's your preference on whether you wear a swim cap. We do have a few extras of these caps. We've also got an assortment of regular silicone caps and latex caps here. So if you want to get an extra one just for practices, we recommend that, so that way you can keep these ones nice for the swim meets. On Tuesday, when you guys come in, you're going to get a packet. In that packet, you are going to get your swim cap, your shirt, all the information we're talking about tonight, a sweatshirt order form, and your membership card. So you will all get that when you come in on Monday night. You're actually going to get it as you leave. Your coaches will be handing it out to you as you leave, so that way we don't do a big congested area. So yes, those will what? Yeah, goggles will be at the front desk. And parents, I know we say it's a drop-off program, but you're more than welcome to come in and ask questions, talk to the coaches, make sure your swimmer is getting situated, and then take off and leave. We just can't have you stay and watch. Okay? All right, let's keep going. Emails. Almost all of our information gets sent out through emails. We also try to send out text messages. You should have got an email from Nicholas earlier today. He sent it out, what, a couple hours ago? You should have got that from Nicholas to remind you about the program or about this tonight. You should have also got a text that got sent out. If you did not get either one, please make sure that, and you want them, just go ahead and send us the information you want us to put on there, your email address or your phone number, and that way we can do it. Nick's gonna go ahead and put his email address in that chat box, so that way you can send him an email if you're not getting that information. Okay. Bullying and harassment, we don't allow in our program. We bring it up now because, well, we just don't want, we want everybody to know that we just don't allow it. Yeah, so, and then we have no swim team the 2 weeks of Christmas or the holidays. So the first week of Christmas and the week after Christmas, there will be no regular practices during that time. However, we have stroke clinics. They are not officially part of the junior high program, but it's a great time to come in and work on a specific stroke. Say you're struggling with that butterfly, you just can't get the rhythm down. This is an hour-and-a-half focus just on butterfly. We have one for each stroke, and those are done throughout the weeks of the holiday when everybody's out of school. So those are fantastic to come to. All right, swimmers, you will need to, or you will swim and compete for the team that you are registered for. So all of you on here should be registered for Wolverines. Wolverines is part of the Taylor View, so you should be in the Taylor View school zone area. If you are not in the Taylor View school zone area, you are not able to earn team records, just so you know that. And that's okay that you're on this team. I just need to make sure you know that you can't earn team records. You can earn league records though, so it's a good thing there. One of the biggest things that we need to make sure that we do is, in order to qualify for the swim meet at the end of the season, the LUPTAC Junior High Championship meet, you have to have 10 practices with the Wolverines team. So that means you have to come on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 6 to 7, 10 times with the Wolverines team. There are 21 practices with this team, so you got to make it to about half. We prefer you to be there for all of them, but if you do miss a practice, right now we're allowing you to make them up with other teams. Just remember, you need to make sure that you keep 10 with the Wolverines, get them done and out of the way, so that way there's no problems. And we check those. We need you to check in with your membership card that you're going to get in your packet. That will help us keep track of how many times you've been to practice. So make sure you scan in every day that you are here. If you've had a previous card, you're going to get a new card this year. So just make sure you use that new card, because your old cards will not work. Okay. In order for it to count as a practice, you do have to be here swimming for 45 minutes. If you are injured, sometimes we have injuries. If you're injured, That's okay. Still come to practice. Your coaches will see if they can design a dry land workout where you can come in and be active for 45 minutes. That will count towards your practice, so that way you don't miss out on those if you're going to be finished with that injury by the time that championships rolls around. Swimmers may be disqualified from meets or dismissed from practices for unsportsmanlike conduct, including swearing, bullying, horseplay, fighting, stealing, or not following current health restrictions, which basically is just not wearing a mask. Please make sure that you don't do any of these. We usually don't have any problems, but I like to get them out there at the very beginning so that way everybody kind of knows what to expect when they come in. All right, sweatshirts. Sweatshirts are an optional item that you can get. They are not mandatory. They are totally optional. They look like this. They have to be in and ordered and paid for by December 3rd, so that way we can get them back for Christmas. Parents, if you're gonna buy them for a Christmas gift, when you actually go in and do the paper or do the registration for it, it asks you if it's a Christmas gift. It is. If it is, we'll keep it a secret so that way your kids don't know that they're coming. But the sweatshirts are kind of fun. They keep you warm after you get out of the pool, so it makes it really nice. Swim meets are a little ways away, but we're going to talk about them because it's the only time I get everybody here at the same time. So swim meets, all of the swim meets will be held here at the Aquatic Center. You get 4 dual meets and 1 championship meet. So you get a total of 5, and a dual meet just means that there's two schools here at the same time. For all those dual meets, there are no restrictions. Everybody that's registered on the team is eligible to participate in those swim meets, and they are fun. They're lots of fun to do those swim meets. It gives you really good practice. It really shows you what being on a swim team is. Don't be nervous about them. If you are nervous about coming and doing a swim meet, come talk to your coaches. It's a lot of fun, and they may seem intimidating, but it's a really good thing to come in and do. In order to sign up for the swim meets, you have to create what we call a Team Unify Surfer Swim Team account. It's a different program other than our registration software. This allows you to sign up for the swim meets online, and it's what we use for all of our meets. When you signed up for the program, you should have got a paper or an attachment of how to sign up and create your Team Unify account. If you've done it before, you've done meets before, you don't have to do anything. We'll activate your account and it will be great. But if you're new, you do need to set that up. If you were on Surfer Swim Team, again, we will be able to activate you and you don't have to set anything up. It's just if you're a brand new swimmer to the program. Make sure you get those signed up. If not, I know that Nicholas will start bugging you here in a couple weeks because we just got to have everybody on those. When we do swim meets, you get what's called a heat sheet. It's like a program for the swim meet, tells you who's swimming when and where. Those get emailed out and put on the website for you. You can also, if you get that Team Unify account, when you get your Team Unify account, there's an app for it. It's called the On Deck app. You can also see things on that as well. We will have a few here available. You can pick those up for $1 if you didn't bring it, but I guess there'll be no spectators, so it's the first time I realized that. But we will have some here if hopefully maybe we do get spectators allowed in. Volunteers to help run swim meets. So because of the restrictions that we have right now, we do not allow spectators for swim meets. Now we're hoping that that will change, but until that changes, we are going to assume that that's where we're going to be at. So what we're going to do is we're going to need volunteers to help run the swim meets. These volunteers can come in various positions. The first people that I need is officials. Officials have to have separate training. We're going to do an online Zoom training for the people that want to be officials. It's not that hard to be an official. You just go through this training and then you know what to look for to disqualify somebody for a meet, to see if they're swimming at legal or not legal. So if you are interested in becoming an official, it's very much appreciated. If your kid plans on swimming, you know, even through high school, they're always looking for officials. So it's just really nice to have those officials. If you want to get trained, Nicholas is going to throw the link into the chat box. You can go sign up to do one of the online Zooms. But one of the best parts about being an official and coming to the meets is you get to watch the meets. We also need help as volunteers. We'll need some timers and people to help run the tables. So if you're interested in doing that, we're going to have a system where hopefully at least one parent from every person that's here gets to come at least once to watch them. So if you want to, but you do have to volunteer to help out. So hopefully we'll have that system coming soon. We're trying to get that figured out. But if you're interested, go ahead and send Nick an email. Again, his email's on the screen, and we'll have some signups coming out here soon as well. Okay. For the swim meets, the swimmers get to swim up to 4 events. Some of them might be in 4, some of them might be in 3. It really depends a lot on your team dynamics, how many girls, how many boys, how many younger kids versus how many older kids, on how they split up those events. Of course, we've got girls swim and girl events and boys swim and boy events. And in order to go off the diving blocks, you must be diving block certified. All that's showing is that you safely know how to use those diving blocks. Like I said, your first practice to practice those diving blocks will be the 19th of December. If you are struggling learning how to dive or go off the diving blocks, we do have some other dive clinics that are set up there, no charge to you, that you can come in and you can work on those dives. So that way you're comfortable going off the blocks and you get to work on that block. So that way it's all done safely and efficiently. So if you need to sign up for those, they are on our registration page as well. You can find those there. We ask that you sign up for one at a time. Our championship swim meet, that will be at the end of February. It is usually a very exciting event. We have 250 kids here, all the kids here. That will probably not happen this year, even if they lift one set of requirements. I don't think they're going to let us open up for 250 kids. So more than likely that meet will change this year. So we're not exactly sure how that's going to be. We just need to make sure that if your kid's going to participate in it, again, they have to have the 10 practices with the Wolverines team, and they have to make sure that they swim in a meet previously. They have to have a time in order to be in the championship swim meet. They can't have any no times. So if they want to swim the 50 free and champs, make sure they swim the 50 free in one of those previous meets. And that's something you would coordinate with and talk to your coach with to make sure. Okay. We do have disqualifications for this program. What this program is a stepping stone to the high school program. Our DQs are not as strict as the high school DQs. Again, it's a stepping stone. We're trying to teach them in progressions. So, but they're pretty similar to high school. There's a full list in the information that was sent out to you. I'm not going to go over all of them tonight, but just so you know, there are some in there. And if you have a question about any of them, just talk to your coaches. I know that these coaches here are going to teach you right from day one on how to properly do all of the strokes. So that way you don't get DQ'd. Right, coaches? You're going to teach them from day one? They're all shaking their head yes. Yeah, thumbs up. We're going to do it. So yes, they can't see them anyways because they're looking at my screen. All right. And along with the swim meets, we also record records. They're kind of a fun thing to watch. We do keep them. The records were changed last year, so the records are still relatively new. The biggest thing is team records can only be made for the school team that the swimmer is currently attending, which I talked about earlier. You have to be either going to Taylorview or going to go to Taylorview in order to make a record here. Again, league records can be made by any swimmers, and the individual records may only be made through individual events. That means that if you're trying to get a 50 freestyle record, you cannot get it through a relay event. Okay? All right, well, I think that is all of my information that I have for you guys tonight. Nicholas, do you want to answer any questions in there that you had, or have you already answered them? You have no questions? No questions. Does anybody have any questions about anything or anything at all? If you don't know how to do the chat box, turn on your video and wave your arms, or put a thumbs up or something so we can see you, and we will unmute you so you can chat.
We will second.
For the first day of practice, we will sign in every swimmer. After the first day, they will need that card in order to sign in from then on, to answer your question. We will send a copy of this. It doesn't look as nice as our presentation. It'll be just a form. We also, on the first day, as part of their packets, will have a paper copy of it that you can refer to as far as this presentation goes. In the back of that packet, it actually has instructions on how to create that Team Unify account. It also, a copy of it was sent out to you when you first registered. If you did not receive that email, again, email me at my email, and I'll put it up here in just a moment. And that way you can make that Team Unify account. The sooner you do it, the better. It helps your coaches and helps us prepare for the meet.
All right, I saw a couple questions come in. So has there been any discussion about streaming the swim meet so we can watch from home? Yes, we are going to work on being able to stream so that way you guys can watch from home. We will get that up and going here, well, when we have the first swim meet, but that is our intention, is to stream. And then the clinic dates over Christmas are, hold on one second, let me find my piece of paper that has them all on there. Found some. I have clinics, so Monday, December 21st is freestyle. The 22nd is backstroke. The 23rd is breaststroke. The 28th is going to be butterfly, and the 29th is going to be IAMs, dives, and turns, and these are all from 10 to 11:30.
Excellent. Do we have any other questions? Perfect. If you do have questions, again, you can email me at my email or Ashley at hers, anjohnson@idahofallsidaho.gov, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. Besides that, we'll see you next Tuesday starting at 6 o'clock. Have a great night. The clinics do not count towards their 10 practices, neither do the additional dive practices. The one scheduled one will count towards it, and they can use it, absolutely. See if we get any last minute questions as everybody's heading out. Yeah, only for the last swim meet are the 10 required. Besides that, they can come to everyone, and we encourage them to come to everyone. Perfect. All right, everybody have a good night. Makeup practices are currently still being discussed of how we need to run them. Hopefully we will get that information to you soon. Because of the restrictions with COVID, we're trying to be careful with cross-contaminating teams. But as soon as we know about that, we'll get an email to everyone, and we'll make sure that your coaches inform them, and we'll make sure we inform you every way we can. All right, have a great night. We'll get it to you as soon as we can so the tumbling isn't an issue.